It's a hot mic, Chris. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. You?
It's our first podcast. You excited?
Excited? Yeah. Nervous? Oh, definitely.
I bet. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your new favorite podcast.
That we've probably never heard of yet.
I haven't heard of it. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
What's it
yet.
called?
UndeadNinjas, yo.
Damn, that's trash.
That was trash. UndeadNinjas. Like, that sounded pretty cool.
Am I undead?
Well, not really.
Are you undead?
I'm definitely undead.
I mean, I feel undead on the inside.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, honestly, I feel like a zombie.
I mean, it is 2:40 in the morning.
Yeah, that could play a pivotal part to it. That could
Very
play
pivotal.
Yeah.
See, you're already using bigger words than me. I don't like that.
I can't help that. Like, it is what it is. Look, I have an expanded vocabulary. I mean, I'm pretty smart for a zombie.
I already feel insulted.
You're
I'm
insulted?
going to end this.
You know what? No, look. Look. We are the Undead Ninjas. And right here, the guy speaking.
Preach it!
Speaking. Is Chris Rodriguez. And then you got... Or Chris. And then you got Dominique.
Wow, you forgot my name.
Not really.
You just gave me your whole government. They're going to look you up on Facebook. Everybody look him up on Facebook. His name is Doc.
Okay, DLC. There we go.
The DLC.
Yeah.
From the... I don't know. I can't rhyme right now.
Me neither. No, it's okay. It's late at night. Look, we're just going to go DLC. Just leave it at that.
So basically, this first podcast, we just want you guys to get to know us and know what we're about. Why are we starting a horror podcast? And what the hell is going to go on during this podcast? And what you guys can expect. You know? That's basically what we're doing.
Yep, that's our mission statement, basically.
So tell them about yourself. How old are you?
28. I'm
28. You're old.
not that old. You're only as old as you feel.
That's what my mom says, and she's pushing up there. Sorry, Mom. I love you. Where are you from?
Houston, Clutch City, all the way. Houston, Texas.
I haven't heard someone say Clutch City in years.
Oh, come on.
I haven't.
I'm a bit of an old head.
When was the last time we were ever Clutch? The Houston Dynamo? Soccer?
Hey, Stros win the series every other year now. Hell, we just clinched the seed this year, so we're good.
We did. We actually won over 100 games.
Yes.
But that's not what this podcast is about. This is about horror.
Yes, it is.
Straight horror.
Yes.
I love horror.
I'm new to it. I'm barely starting to get into it. Man, it took me a little while, but thanks to the missus, I mean, it's taken me a while to get a foothold into what horror is, what it should be, how it ought to be.
Basically, what it means to you.
Yeah, basically.
How do you okay, I'll just get started with the questions. What was your first horror movie that you can remember?
First one
you could remember.
Scream.
First
slasher horror fic.
And that was around the early 2000s.
Most
so
definitely.
How old were you probably?
Man, first time I ever saw that, I think I was 14 or 15. That was the first one I ever saw.
Okay.
Yeah, 14, 15. First one I ever saw. Yeah.
When did Predator come out?
Predator?
That was Is Predator a horror movie? Are we counting the first Predator as a horror movie?
I don't.
Because I seen him in my nightmares a few times when I was younger. I don't know if that counts.
Well, I count it more as a hybrid action horror movie. It's a hybrid film to me, so it's not pure horror, but it did introduce a killer monster, like something that was perfect.
You're not lying about that.
Yeah, so
just the badassery of the Predator.
Exactly. So I can't exactly say it's pure horror, but yeah.
Okay, so since we're not gonna count Predator, which breaks my heart. Michael Jackson Thriller, is that a horror movie?
I mean, with those vibes, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, okay, I would probably say House of 1,000 Corpses.
Ooh, man, okay, that one That one I never did get to see. Remember, people. I'm barely just starting to get into horror. I'm maybe about a year or two into expanding my horizons, and in terms of horror. So no, that one I haven't seen.
Okay.
But I have. I think after Scream, I got more into the zombie part of it.
So like George Romero and guys of that nature.
Unfortunately, that was not my introduction into the zombie genre. That is saved for 28 Days Later. That was the first zombie flick I ever saw.
Wow.
And man,
that's an interesting first zombie movie.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I've had so many people tell me, man, like Romero's where it's at. He was pretty much the godfather of horror, and of zombie literature and just zombie in general. Heck, did you even know that he actually did not like that when people use zombie?
What do you want, undead?
Yeah, no. Actually, it wasn't so much undead. It was he preferred the word ghoul. He didn't actually like zombie. In fact, detested it, and it wasn't until the late 80s, maybe early 2000s. I might be wrong, but late 80s, early 90s. That's probably around the time where he just kind of gave up and just sort of went with it because it was just it had gained that much traction that quickly.
I mean, that's true because none of his titles have the word zombie in it.
Exactly. So now that's one mystery solved that most people don't exactly know about.
And thinking back now, I know my first horror movie.
Which one?
Or one of my first that my dad absolutely loved. Shout out to my dad. American Werewolf in London.
Ooh, okay, that one I remember.
That movie gave me the shits and chills.
I bet it did.
Because you had a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
You had basically, I don't know if you would call them zombies because he saw the people he killed. Right. Remember?
Right, I remember that.
They would always show up and they looked undead to me, but only he could see them. Yeah. So I don't know if you categorize that as a zombie or
it could be.
They were just his ghost. I don't know how you put that, but that was my first movie where I was like, I love horror. Yeah. And I think I was about 10.
Ooh,
I was about 10 when I started loving horror. Jeez. And that's when my dad put me on The Fog, the original one, not the trashy one that came out in the 2000s. I'm talking about Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, that movie
The Fog, the one that I had you see.
Yeah, that movie was definitely live at 5. I loved
And then once I got into that, naturally, it went into Halloween because of Jamie Lee Curtis. And
starting to think you followed her around when it came to
I stalked her on movies. Yes, I did. I stalked her ass on film.
Nice.
That was actually Halloween did it for slashers for me.
Understood. Okay.
The suspense, the way it made my heart race, the way it made me look behind me while watching the movie because I thought Michael Myers was coming to kill me.
Heck, even the way it was filmed. I mean, a lot of the longer cut scenes, the moving between rooms. I mean, it felt so fluid.
Just the long pans.
Yeah,
like panning for. I've never seen a movie pan for so long and have one singular shot of one thing, one guy moving through a house. Yeah. And I think that was just amazing cinematography.
At its best, yeah.
That was just amazing. And then the score.
Oh, yeah.
So I learned that John Carpenter actually, he released the movie Halloween without a score. It was just a plain movie with nothing but acting.
Like the original theatrical release?
The original theatrical release was without a score. So what they did was it wasn't scary enough. It wasn't scary enough. He said, "Okay, what can I do?" He put music behind it. Wow. And that's what made that movie. Was the music just went along with the movie so well. The music is suspenseful and it's theatrical. Jeez. And it literally made that movie.
That's incredible.
And I mean, you can, when you think of Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
you can literally think of the music in your head. That's how iconic. When someone says Halloween, you think Michael Myers, and then what?
The score.
You might think Jamie Lee Curtis. You might. But you're definitely thinking about that score.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's my ringtone.
I actually feel like you got to get the music, you got to get the score and the music right for a horror film. Otherwise, I mean, you're just leading your audiences into deadfalls and traps, and they're missing cues that you would otherwise expect
it's
them
that
to catch.
Build up.
Exactly. The
It's
tension,
that
the suspense.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So I have a fun game for you.
Oh man. Okay.
I have a very fun game. I have a horror would you rather.
Okay.
I have 50 would you rather questions.
All right, go for
I
it.
don't know if we're going to go through all 50. We might. I don't know yet.
All right, let's give it a go.
So, number 1. Would you rather be stalked by Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger?
Ooh. Michael Myers, man. Freddy Krueger, I mean, you have to sleep eventually, as far as I'm concerned. And let's be real, you won't the human body isn't meant to go that long without sleep.
But can you sleep with Michael Myers stalking you the whole time?
I mean,
because he's gonna get in your house.
I mean, yeah,
he's gonna get in your house and he's gonna kill you.
I mean,
Freddy Krueger, it's kind of like if you stop believing in him, he kind of goes away.
This is true. But
he
I guess it's
goes
just
away. If you don't say his name, he kind of goes away.
But that's kind of the problem, though, with the human mind. I mean, not everybody is willing to just let it go. Mm-hmm. They're either too frightened of the concept of him. It's that whole don't think about a pink elephant. You're gonna think about a pink elephant.
I just thought of a pink elephant.
Exactly. If I tell you don't do that, you'll do it anyways, and that's kind of why I think Freddy Krueger is more of a cerebral, psychological sort of villain, whereas Michael, it's like you just need to buy yourself enough time to come up with yet another plan to take him down. I mean, you can buy yourself.
He's always going to come back, and you never know when he's going to come back.
I mean, as we kind of figured,
he could come back. He could come back a year later. He could come back 40 years later. He could come back 20 years later.
But I'll catch some Z's in the meantime. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean, I'm okay with that. Fine, he gets me in the end, but hey, I will have at least caught a few Z's in the meantime.
Okay, so this second one I think is funny as hell.
All right, try me.
Would you rather have every horror movie ever streaming on Netflix all the time, or get a free steak dinner once per month?
Oof. Oh man, I love steak.
I sincerely love steak. Now I warn you, as a horror fan, Netflix has some pretty shitty horror movies.
In my opinion, if it means that...
You ever seen 5-Headed Shark before?
Yes, I've seen some of them damn movies. And I'm going to be frank with you, honestly. With Netflix's ever-revolving door of movies, I mean, I would rather have every single horror movie ever streaming and just forever stay on Netflix. I mean, because there's times when there's movies I want to watch, some of the really more... some of the more, classic horror movies. I would love to sit and watch those, but you got to hunt those down, literally.
True.
And I, the steak dinner, I mean, I can do that once a month anyways.
All right, big ball and G's.
I mean, I don't know about a big steak dinner, but I can do that. I mean,
he said, I can go to Walmart and get me a steak.
But with Netflix, it's just, there's no way to know. Just because it's there now, it'll be there tomorrow. So in my opinion, I would rather Netflix keep that.
That is true, because Netflix put one of the Halloween movies on there, and I don't think it lasted a week.
No, not even.
I don't know what happened.
Exactly, and I mean, there's even talk that Friends, the TV show that they bought, is leaving soon.
I'm just
in favor of like 2 other shows.
I'm just stuck on the shitty. You haven't been through Netflix horror the way I've been through Netflix.
No, my wife has had me sit through
Netflix horror is some of the worst horror I've ever imagined.
No, like there.
Now some of them are good. Like what was it? Would You Rather? Actually, the game we're playing.
Yeah.
The movie Would You Rather.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And that one's really good. I just did not like the ending. I did not.
And it also has my favorite porn star in it. I don't know if you know. That's the one that drowned in the barrel.
You're kidding.
That's actually one of my favorite porn stars. We're not gonna mention names here, but
y'all
need to go watch. Y'all need to go watch that movie. It's really good. And I just got a cramp in my leg.
Oh,
I actually have a cramp in my leg while we're doing this podcast. Okay.
You should have totally stretched.
It's okay.
Before you.
It's okay. It's okay. Question number 3. Would you rather be young enough to go trick or treating again, or old enough to be behind your porch and scare the crap out of them?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
So would you rather go trick or treating again, or be the dick that's in the back scaring the little kids all day?
Nah, see, I like the idea of trick or treating. That was my thing. I grew out of it too quickly. I've had a lot of younger siblings, and I always had to watch them. I always had to make sure that they were okay. So, my costume kind of, my attention to my costume sort of went out the window as I got older. So if I could go back.
So you want to be the prick scaring people?
No.
Oh, you want to go back?
No, I want to go back and trick or treat.
You know what's funny? I still trick or treat.
You still do?
Oh, free candy.
What are you talking about? I have to sit on my porch and watch these kids have all the.
That's because you're old. You're 28. You're old.
Again, you're only
we established
as old
that.
as you feel.
Yeah, but you sit on the porch and hand out candy. You're a molester.
And what? No, you're just no. I'm not falling for that. You're not gonna catch me slipping. You're not gonna catch me slipping tonight. Anyways, next question. Kiss my butt.
Oh, this one's interesting. We just talked about Halloween. This is dealing with Halloween.
All right, try me.
Halloween the movie, of course. Would you rather have every brilliant director add their own take to Halloween, or have the original left alone forever?
That's a tough one.
I'm keeping the original. You can't fuck with that score. You just can't mess with anything about that movie.
Yeah, that film was pretty much horror movie magic. There's no replicating that. And even if you could get someone like, say, Chris Nolan to pull it off. I mean, not of course.
Chris Nolan better stay away from Halloween. That's all.
No, I mean, but honestly, though, horror isn't really his cup of tea. I mean, not that I don't think he could do it, but it's just, if he were to do it, even if you got one of the best directors in Hollywood to pull it off, it wouldn't touch the same. It wouldn't touch the same touchstones. It wouldn't make that magic that it made the first time around. I mean, the score, phenomenal. The way it was filmed, even better. And then, of course, you got Jamie Lee Curtis being, chased around throughout the movie. It was just, in the end, it was
brilliant.
It was horror movie gold. There's no replicating that. I mean, much in the same way, you can't replicate movies like Alien. Even though that movie was, say...
say Alien, bro.
Dude, come on. I mean...
Alien?
Yeah.
That's your example.
Well, I mean, look, that scene of something bursting out of your chest. I mean, mind you...
I mean, yeah, that scene is sick, but...
I mean, come on.
I mean, you use that as your example. We're talking about a classic.
Fine.
And this guy brings...
Fine.
Okay, man.
Fine, I'll backtrack then. Fine. Maybe not Alien.
No. You like Alien, that's fine.
I mean, it was one of the older films. Okay, so every October, my wife and I, every night for October, we go through all of our movie collection. We have a pretty vast collection. I'm a bit of a purist. I still buy my movies. Yeah. You should totally do that. And we go through our movie collection. We separate horror from action and a lot of the other movies that we got, and we watch a horror movie every night of the week.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, it's something we just started. Like everything. Like, I grew up where every Thanksgiving we'd watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy for Thanksgiving. That was our Thanksgiving tradition. We would just watch it for...
What do you watch for Christmas?
Christmas, it's either Nightmare Before Christmas and Christmas Story. Every Christmas, like clockwork, every year.
See, now that's normal. You said, okay, I thought you were gonna say like Die Hard or something.
No,
because people say Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
He actually Bruce Willis.
People say Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Bruce Willis actually went on the record and said, "No, I don't. It's not really a Christmas movie. I know a lot of people say it is, but it's not." My wife is obsessed with Bruce Willis. So of course we will be watching Die Hard for Christmas, but I grew up where it was...
Christmas Story is lit.
Yeah, Christmas Story.
I actually have that onesie.
You still?
I have that pink onesie.
Oh man, I need to get that onesie. I have a different one, but I think my wife has that one. She has that onesie.
Once you get married, 50% of everything that's yours is gone.
Pretty much, yeah. But it is what it is.
So this next question I love. Yes. Absolutely love.
Okay.
And we might have different answers.
All right, try me.
Would you rather have George Romero rise from the grave and direct one more movie, or Alfred Hitchcock?
Ooh, Romero.
Really?
I'd have to say Romero.
You don't remember the Hitchcock Hour, bro?
I remember the Hitchcock Hour, but I've become more entrenched in Romero.
But you did say you do like zombies.
Oh yeah,
and Living Dead. And things.
I mean, I do love the thrillers Hitchcock would put out, and man, he put out some really good ones. Like what's the one that always threw me? North by Northwest.
All of them throw me. What do you mean?
Yes, Psycho. I mean, The Birds. I mean, I've seen a lot of his films, and I love them all. They're cinematic gold, in my opinion. But if I can get one more zombie movie from Romero, I mean, rest in peace. Honestly, if I can get one more zombie movie, I would want it from Romero, hands down. I mean, come on, the Godfather of all that is zombie. I mean,
but Alfred Hitchcock is the godfather of everything that's horror.
I know, but I want another zombie movie courtesy of Romero. I guess it's just look. I saw 28 Days Later when I was maybe 16, 17, and when I saw that movie freaked me out. I remember pausing that movie, literally pausing it and walking away at the part where he runs into the church. And he makes a single sound, or it says, "Hey," and everyone just sort of jumps straight up. And I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, they're just sitting there, and then they scoot right up. Like,
so is that why you never been to church again?
No, I've been to church, but I guess it's just that movie captured me, and I mean, I've listened to authors and writers and fans pretty much name off different zombie movies, and it's like, for me, that one was 28 Days Later. That one creeped me out. It was so hardcore for a zombie movie. I don't think honestly I can't see doing anything else. Now, don't get me started on Walking Dead. I love Walking Dead, but it's like, it doesn't, it's not as far out as,
well, it's a TV series.
Yeah.
It has to be kind of drugged out and
it
has to last.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, I love Walking Dead. I love a lot of the earlier stuff, and I haven't really been able to watch it after Negan sort of came in. But honestly,
Negan ruined it for me.
Negan, really?
Honestly, he ruined it for me. We'll get into that.
Yeah, later
in another episode. Because I can talk Walking Dead for
all day long.
We could have a 6-hour podcast just.
And
I
actually own the first 22 volumes of it, courtesy of my LCS, my local comic book shop. I own the first 22 volumes of it.
Is that the acronym for it? LCS?
Yeah, LCS, local comic shop. Basically, yeah, it's an acronym I came up with.
If you don't get your nerdy ass off the
But no, I got a good deal on them. They're normally $15. $15. My shop owner sold them to me at $10 a pop. So I mean, yeah, I got them for a better deal.
And we're also going to talk about that. We're going to talk about horror and comics soon.
Oh, good.
And I actually want your comic shop owner for that.
Yeah, no, totally. He actually has a podcast of his own. We'll get into that later. But yeah, definitely. That
would be awesome.
I mean, he's even suggested a few to me that I've totally just gone, yes.
Definitely. All right, so this next one's fun.
Okay.
This one's fun as hell.
All right, hit me.
Would you rather spend the night at the Overlook Hotel with Jack?
Oh man.
Or the high school gym the high school gym during prom with Carrie?
Oh no. Oh man, that's a tough one.
I'm taking Carrie.
Yeah, I'm taking Carrie.
You know what? Especially, okay, this might sound wrong and I might get judged.
All right.
But the newest Carrie movie with
Chloe Moretz.
Chloe Moretz. Well, it doesn't sound weird now. It's because she's over 18, but I would smash the hell out of Carrie.
Oh,
because I blood and all, I don't care. It's like another crazy bitch on her period. It's fine.
Honestly, I've had.
I'm taking Carrie because I think it would be a lot cooler to see her fuck people up and bend them in half with her telekinesis. That would be awesome.
That's a tough one. Oh man!
Even though you know you're gonna die eventually, bro, you're gonna kill me in a cool way. I'll take that any day.
All right, that's fair. Okay, so I guess in my honestly,
but the Overlook Hotel is dope.
No,
to run around there,
yeah, and then turn insane over time.
And then you see all the blood in the hallway and the twins.
No, I think the Carrie one would do it for me. I think that would be it. Because knowing me, I'd probably run up on stage and try to help her. That would probably be...
She will break your back in half.
It would be worth it. Just so she realizes, hey, I didn't mean to kill him. He was just coming to help me. And, whatever.
Still dead.
Oh, yeah. But it'd be worth it, though. I mean, look, if I'm going to get bent in half, it'll be by telekinetic. I'm cool with that, It is what it is.
Telekinesis?
Telekinetic. No, I mean by telekinetic. That's what she is. That's what you call an individual.
Yeah, but the way you said it. Okay.
Well, yeah, all right, Lily.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Would you rather have your memory wiped so you can enjoy your favorite horror movie again for the first time, or have a new sequel made?
Wipe my memory to enjoy it the first time.
I would love. I agree with you. I would have my memory wiped however long Halloween is. Mm-hmm. I think it's like an hour 40 minutes. I wouldn't mind my memory wiped every hour and 40 minutes, so I can watch that movie for the first time over and over and over and over and over.
If I had to have my memory wiped, it would be for the classic monster movies.
Which one?
Oh, tough one. I'm caught between Dracula and the Mummy. I loved the way...
See, the Mummy fell flat for me.
Well, okay.
Every single Mummy movie...
Yeah.
That was made for horror. We're not talking about the Mummy action movie.
Yeah.
Any horror Mummy movie, especially the older ones... I mean, there's really no newer ones. But the older one, they just fell so flat because how can you... There's not many emotions.
This is true.
See, my thing was the werewolf. I love.
Okay. No. I take that back. Bro. Oh man, thank you for telling me that. Okay, so for me, the original monster movies. I love the Invisible Man because I love that scene.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It was.
No. I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah. It was just that one was awesome. I mean, come on, like the scene where he's unwrapping himself and laughing maniacally. That scene was awesome. I mean, you couldn't have done that better. The Wolfman, I loved the look. The Wolfman
was just dope.
I mean, I even love the look of horror on the inspector's face in the end when he realizes he's screwed and he knows it. I love the Mummy because of the way they did his eyes. I feel like that was one clever technique. That was one of the cleverest techniques I've ever seen done in film. And that was that this was done back in like the 30s. Okay, come on. I mean, a close up of his eyes, the eye. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, just look at it. I mean, it doesn't look creepy. That don't look creepy to you. Like, come on, like staring into that dude's eyes, you're gone.
Yeah, you're
and then Dracula.
Dracula was a pimp.
Oh, totally.
Dracula was a pimp.
I mean, between his brides and the way he was very good at pretty much stalking Mina throughout the whole story. Mm-hmm. I mean, throughout the whole movie. And then you got Frankenstein. I mean, I like the scene where the Frankenstein's wife, or where Dr. Frankenstein's wife is at the window and she's trying to escape, but she turns around and the monster comes right up to her. I mean, I thought that was intense. So the monster movies for me, if I could go back, I mean, and wipe my memory every time I had to sit back and watch those, I mean, yeah, that would be it for me, hands down. And also there's this artist, comic book artist. His name's Alex Ross. I'm sure you've heard of him.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, he one October a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was within the last couple of years. He did stills of each monster.
Oh, that's dope.
Like the scene where the Invisible Man is unwrapping himself. He did that.
Yeah.
Like he drew that like the way it was. He did the Wolfman scene where the guy's got the cane.
Oh
raised.
no, I remember you showed me that.
Yes,
I remember.
It was like a set of 8 or 9 prints, and then there was another one where it was a combination of all of them.
Now, as much as I love Frankenstein, my favorite Frankenstein movie is Young Frankenstein.
Okay, good.
Have
good
you
call.
ever seen it?
Actually, wait. Who's in that one?
Have you ever seen Young Frankenstein?
Actually, no, I have not.
It is the one with. It was directed by Mel Brooks.
Okay,
and it's the one with Gene Wilder.
I might have seen it, but probably don't remember.
Oh, bro.
I mean,
that's what you know. What we're gonna, even though that's technically not horror, I really want to dig that one because that one, when we talk about spoofs of horror, that one was. It was just incredible.
Okay, then that's definitely something I'll need to see.
It was incredible.
See, the thing is, there were a lot of movies I grew up watching, but I saw them kind of in and out. So there were movies that, like my wife this year was kind of surprised that I had actually not seen Princess Bride all the way through, even though that is one of the most classic movies of all time. And yet I didn't actually watch it. There, I guess as a kid, I just... If it wasn't CGI, if it wasn't a CGI fest, or if it wasn't an action movie with action heroes and stuff like that, or superheroes, I didn't want nothing to do with it.
But so see, yours and my upbringing is a bit different because your family, I mean, they love movies.
Yes.
But my dad is one of the biggest
movie
buffs.
Of that I definitely know. I remember when me and you were kids, like that was by the way, people, me and him have been friends since high school.
Unfortunately.
So yeah, no, not unfortunately. Come on, admit it. You enjoy my company, admit it. Anyway, no, but like his dad and I would talk movies. I mean, he'll tell you we had
absolute movie buff.
Yes.
All right, the next one.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna skip one because kind of
Okay.
But if you were in the real life version of Stephen King's It, would you rather face it as a child or as an adult?
I'd rather face him as a child. Because as a child, I feel like, and I think that's part of the reason why the first movie was It Chapter 1 was better than Chapter 2. I mean, not by a mile or anything like that, but I feel like with the kids, it was how they handled it. Like, yeah, they were terrified of it, but as a kid, your mind is much more open. You're much more open-minded to what you can do to take on whatever's in front of you. And as an adult, you're kind of set in your ways. So if something scared you then and it still scares you now, you'll be way more what's the word? You'll be way less likely to handle it the way you would have as a kid.
True.
Of course, mind you, in that case, there's years that separate you from 10-year-old you and then, 28, 38-year-old you. So, in my opinion, I would rather take on the Pennywise as a kid.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I already know your answer to this next one. Would you rather be one of the survivors in Zombieland or 28 Days Later?
Ooh, Zombieland.
Really?
Yeah, Zombieland.
Okay, now that just threw me for a
loop.
Because you just praised 28 Days Later.
What?
And then you just...
Okay, let me tell you why. Zombieland.
Like you were just praising this movie.
Well, yeah, I'm praising it because it was my introduction to zombies. I mean,
fair enough.
It wasn't my end all be all.
Fair enough.
But if you want me to be honest with you, man, it's kind of hard because I do love 28 Days Later. Mm-hmm. I do love Zombieland. Mm-hmm. And they both brought something that, I can't exactly deny. And that's the thing. I've seen so many movies, so
Zombieland is fun though.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a fun movie.
Oh yeah, hands down. I mean, come on.
28 Days Later, it's like strapped in serious
from start to finish.
From start to finish. Where Zombieland, it takes you on a roller coaster.
Oh yeah. And what I loved about it was the rules, and that's kind of what's crazy because a lot of people don't think about the rules. You know, a lot of people just don't look at it and go, okay, crap. You know, because most zombie movies, it's like you're dropped in the middle of it, and you don't, and no one listens to the more experienced, you know, character. Everyone just kind of goes, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, and then they get chomped. No, I like that Zombieland started out with a kid who made up his own rules, and those rules kept him alive for as long as possible. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of like, and of course, Woody Harrelson, just phenomenal with his chasing after the Twinkie, and, you know, oh, you know what, for that, I'm going to hit you with 50% power or something like that. I thought that was crazy. I was like, come on. And I mean, a classic like Woody Harrelson and Emma Stone. I mean, it was such a star-studded cast. It was phenomenal. So I mean, I got a kick out of it. But 28 Days Later, I mean, it was just, you know, ooh. But yeah, no, I'd rather be trapped in Zombieland, honestly, because I mean, you can have it. It sounds like they had so much more fun. I mean, come on, Zombie Kill of the Week.
That is true.
I mean, but then with 28 Days Later, I mean, you had borderline rape, you had girl losing her dad. I mean, of course,
you had a lot of hard
hitting crap going on in that movie.
I'd probably take Zombieland too.
Yeah, Zombieland. Honestly, I mean, I want 28 Days Later, but honestly,
the way they just had fun with it.
Yeah, it was
it's
fun.
Just like, bro. And then you get to survive at the end.
Yeah.
Like, that's just awesome.
I mean, who doesn't want to survive at the end of a zombie film? I mean, come on.
I mean, I don't know if I'd want to survive if there were zombies, period. But, I mean, I guess if I had to pick.
I mean, but yeah, no. At the end of the day, Zombieland all the way. I mean, it was definitely Zombieland.
Okay. All right, next one. Would you rather face off against Jason or Ghostface?
Ooh.
Now, I'm actually going to answer this one first.
Okay, you go for it.
Because I absolutely love this.
Okay.
I'm picking Jason.
Why Jason?
I'm 100% picking Jason because he's slow and he's this big, stupid brute. Okay. Jason is a big, stupid brute that he's not smart. He's not like a Michael Myers where he's
thinking.
Michael Myers is constant. Like, you can see, even though you can't see his face, you can tell his wheels are turning in the head.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy.
He's strong.
Jason is this big brute that doesn't have a brain. Now, if he hits you, you're dead.
Period.
But that's if he hits you.
Man,
that's if he hits you.
It's a tough one.
Ghostface, and I remember in Scream,
it was two
of them.
Yeah.
And these guys are, I mean, one guy on the football team or something?
No, one guy was, neither were on the football team. They were.
Well, they look like very athletic guys.
Yeah.
These guys are, I mean, they're in their prime physical fit. You're not going to run away from them.
Well, one had an axe to grind, and the other was just along for the ride because he was just that, you know.
Now, mind you, I'm probably done for picking Jason because Ghostface, you can actually kill him.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could escape Jason.
Yeah.
Give me, and if I can find the right tools and I wasn't a fat lord,
okay,
I could escape Jason. I feel like I could.
I mean, I'd say Jason, but
and I just feel like
doesn't die.
I just feel like Jason running after me is just fun.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know.
I'm sure
like
it would be
fun.
I don't know. In my opinion, I would rather want to. I would want to go up against something that if I can kill it, it stays dead. Because, you know, I mean, of course, fine. There was two of them, and yeah.
But remember,
I wouldn't know that.
You kill them. Okay, I forgot my point. Anyways, with Jason, you kind of have to go back to Camp Crystal Lake for him to get you.
Good point.
Because honestly, I'm not counting Jason Takes Manhattan or Jason X. I'm not.
We're not counting. I'm
not putting those in because those are just.
We're not counting any of those
crazy situations where he can come. He doesn't come get you. Ghostface, they could come get you.
This is true.
They could track you down. They could find you on Facebook. Ghostface is gonna find you on Facebook and kill you.
Yeah, they were pretty clever. I'll give them that.
They're pretty clever.
Yeah,
and they're young.
Good point.
And it's 2v1. I feel like if I book my flight to Canada, I don't have to worry about Jason for the rest of my life.
I liked how you logicked your way out of that one. That one's not bad. I will give you.
I feel like if I booked my ticket to Canada or anywhere away from Camp Crystal Lake, my ass is safe.
Good point, because he's always ever been confined to an area unless some idiot decided to dig him up and bring him somewhere else. So,
exactly.
Okay. I'm digging that
because he's just confined. He's confined. All right. Would you rather be locked in a haunted insane asylum or lost in the woods with a killer on the loose? I'm lost in the woods.
Lost in the woods?
Because remember, you're locked in a sense. You're locked in. You're not getting out. The woods, I can run around and you can run. You can run, you can walk, you can hike. Eventually, the woods don't last forever.
Okay.
No woods. You can go to the Amazon. It doesn't last forever.
Okay.
You're going to run into something.
Good point.
That can be an unlimited chase where you're locked in this insane asylum and you're pretty much screwed.
Then okay, all right, fair enough. Then I mean, I knowing me, I would like room to move. I mean, insane asylum.
You were gonna pick the insane asylum.
Well,
honestly, don't try me.
I thought it would be a good idea to be locked in an insane asylum, but then again, the idea of having room to move, and anybody who knows me knows I don't like sitting still. No matter where I'm at, I don't like sitting still. So more than likely, I'm thinking, knowing me, having room to move, having room to run. I mean, of course, you run long enough. I mean, there's the logic that if you run long enough, you'll find the edge of whatever forested area you're trapped in. So, frankly, why not? So no. I mean, of course, I was gonna go your route, but because my knee-jerk reaction was to pick the insane asylum, but I wouldn't want to be stuck somewhere. I mean, if I'm going to be locked in, hell no. If I'm just going to be stuck somewhere, I may as well be stuck out in the woods where I can keep moving, and while there's daylight at least, So no, I like I said, I agree with what you're saying. It makes sense.
All right, so I don't know about these next two. I don't know if you're this version of horror yet.
Try me.
Okay. Would you rather deal with The Blob or The Thing?
That's tough.
Now you know what The Thing is.
I know The Thing.
Do you know The Blob?
To a limited degree. Like I said, I'm just starting to get into it. I've been developing a burgeoning interest into a lot of the classic
That's fine.
stuff.
We can come back to that one.
Okay.
That's fine.
I know about The Thing.
We're definitely watching The Blob and The Thing.
We're
definitely... Okay, have you seen The Hitcher?
No, I have not seen The Hitcher.
Okay. You know what? These are just movies that we're going to watch.
Okay.
You've seen The Guest?
No.
Okay. Bert, you know what? We're going to have fun on this podcast. Because there's a lot of movies that he has not seen.
Yes.
We're going to just... This is going to be great. All right. Would you rather exclusively date people who love horror movies or exclusively date people who are independently wealthy?
Well, I can't exactly answer that question because I kind of married.
No. We're taking it all out. If you weren't in,
so
if you weren't
single
there,
again,
if you didn't have that ring on your finger.
Oh God, that was like forever ago. Okay. Let me think. You said date someone who's...
Okay, let's put it like this. Let's say you have a choice between two Ashleys. By the way, Ashley is his wife. We're just going to put that out there. At rich Ashley or horror movie loving Ashley?
Ooh, that's a hard one. While I would love the money, I'm
taking the horror movie.
Well, honestly,
if I can sit on the couch and watch horror movies with y'all, they were good.
I mean, I'm fine with that because I've always been a horror movie buff since I was a kid. I mean, not horror movie. I've always been a movie buff since I was a kid. So I would prefer someone who can sort of help me fill in that, that hole in my lexicon of film. Someone that can help me sort of expand a bit more outside of action and superhero and mystery and sci-fi, you know? You know, because even before when she and I started, when she and I were dating, she was always trying to get me to watch horror movies, even though I didn't want to. But with what little I knew, it was hard for me to want to get into it in the first place. And you know, me, I grew up in the house where it was just, you know, nobody dared watch horror movies. Everybody was always freaked out by that, you know. So why bother watching them? You know, I'd rather just sit and watch something like, you know.
Well, that's because you come from a family of mixed ages.
Yeah.
And that y'all's ages are all bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, so there was no, I guess we'll all just sit and watch the one thing. Every night it was, I'll watch The Matrix, or, I want to watch Fast and the Furious, or whatever. I mean, basically, you name it, it was like a total mixed mosaic of movies we'd watch every night. But no, honestly, Rich or horror movie Rich, I would rather go with someone who could fill in my lexicon of movies, that can help me kind of, you know, expand what I know film wise. I would rather that. That's just me.
Okay. You ready for another fun one?
Ready.
Would you rather have dinner with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre's family, or
that's a hard one,
or Hannibal Lecter? I'm having dinner with Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, Hannibal.
I don't care if we're eating people. I honestly don't care. He's such an intelligent human being, and he will have a conversation with you for hours.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, he's kind of like. I mean, if you ate people, you'd be Hannibal.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think eating dinner with Hannibal would be better. I would love the conversation. I wouldn't mind, you know, talking to him about, you know, kind of crawling inside of his head, seeing where his mind's at and what he knows and, you know, what he likes. And hell, with what he eats, I mean, of course, what he eats, I mean, he would make that sound very appetizing. So I'm pretty sure I probably won't even realize that he's eating human right in front of me.
Honestly,
even if
he seems like a pretty decent cook.
Oh yeah, so
I feel like he'll saute those fingers for me.
So yeah, hands down, dinner with Hannibal Lecter. As much as crazy to admit that, but yeah, I never thought I would ever say that. But yeah.
All right. So okay, this one's gonna mess me up for a couple nights.
Ooh, okay.
Would you rather wake up in the middle of the night, to Pennywise, or Chucky?
Chucky.
That was quick.
I'm not waking up to no freaking clown, dude. I'm not waking up to a clown. I'm sorry. I had to censor myself really quick, but you know what I mean. I'm not getting up to no clown. Yeah, no. I'd rather deal with Chucky. I can catch him and roast him. I don't know, just whatever.
You say roast?
Roast him. Just,
you gonna talk about him?
No, no. I mean the biblical roast.
Oh, so you gonna be eating Chucky with Hannibal? Okay,
look. I watched enough Supernatural to know, dude. You roast these things. You don't wait. You roast them. Okay. No. Honestly,
that seems like a pretty easy one though.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would rather.
I hate clowns.
I mean, come on. And if you've seen any of the It movies, I mean, the original, the miniseries one from the '90s with Tim Curry, and oh man, that was okay. Look. Sidebar here. Tim Curry's Pennywise will always be better in my book, mainly because he just pulled off the creepier one. He wasn't just scary. It was unsettlingly creepy. And whereas Skarsgård's Pennywise was. It was creepy.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad follow up to Tim Curry. It wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
probably as best as you could get.
Yeah, it's as good as you're gonna get, in my opinion.
Seriously.
But frankly, Tim Curry's Pennywise, I mean, come on. He's looking at you and he smiles. And it's just the way he did it. And it wasn't like a CGI kind of smile. It was like...
He didn't need CG.
Oh, no.
Tim Curry's an ugly bastard anyway.
No.
So he didn't need CG. I mean, even Tim Curry without the It makeup, you still see it.
I mean, if you want me to be honest with you, one of the creepiest smiles in cinema is that. That was creepy. That was unsettlingly creepy. I've never seen a smile that just made me imagine the hell I'm going to be going through until he's done with me. I mean, dude, there's worse things than death. Let's just leave it at that. What's your next question?
All right, this one's a little silly.
All right.
Would you rather have a pumpkin for a head or knives for fingers?
Pumpkin for a head.
I'm taking knives for fingers.
I mean, yeah.
I'm going straight knives for fingers.
But I'd never get to like.
I'm giving these bitches haircuts.
All right, Edward.
I'm straight, exactly. Edward Scissorhands had a girl. You got pumpkin heads. It ain't no way your head getting down to that cooch.
I mean, I could be Jack the Pumpkin King. I mean, why not?
Jack the Pumpkin King.
Hey, why not? Look. I'm just saying, I would rather have hands and a creepy pumpkin head. I would just rather that. Hands I can use to grip throats as I, choke them completely out.
You ain't gripping no throats. You gripping titties. Shut up.
Whatever. Anyways.
I bet. That one was easy.
Okay.
Would you rather watch the tape from The Ring or have to say Candyman in front of a dark mirror?
There's not a third option where I just don't do that? Like,
you know what? I feel like, okay, my theory here.
Okay.
I have a theory. So, Candyman was a slave.
Okay.
I haven't seen him kill too many black people.
Oh, wow. So, that's going to be your basis.
I think if I say Candyman, I just be like, hey, yo, what's up, homie? He'd be like, oh, all right, cool. I'm just saying, I don't know. Okay, I don't know.
Oh, man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Fuck it, I'll just watch the tape.
You're going to watch the tape?
Okay, no.
There's no escaping that tape.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind. You know what? Screw it. I'll deal with Candyman. I'll take my chances with Candyman. Maybe I'll take my chances with Candyman. Maybe I'll make it.
I feel like I got a better chance. Candyman, he doesn't instantly kill you. He talks to you first, and I feel like
there might be a way to logic your way out of it. So yeah, maybe Candyman would be. Yeah, Candyman's better. I'll go with Candyman. I mean, as much as I want to go with the other option, Candyman would be better. I would at least have a chance to talk to the person about to murder me, as opposed to
that's true
being stalked by a fucking videotape. Sorry.
I mean, it's true.
I'm alright with it.
Would you rather be Alfred Hitchcock's production assistant or John Carpenter's?
Ooh, okay. Let me think about that. Hitchcock. I'd have to say Hitchcock. Because his films, man, they were so... Man, they were out of there. I mean, Birds, Psycho, North by Northwest, all of those movies. I mean, I would want to be his production assistant on Psycho. Just to see where he was going with this. Like, dang, like it's pretty intense. Like,
I feel like I have probably the same answer. As much as I love John Carpenter.
Oh yeah, no, I no doubt about
From
that.
The Thing to to The Fog to Halloween.
I mean, it would be nice, but then again, Hitchcock kind of precedes John Carpenter, So in my opinion,
does he?
He does kind of.
Remember,
remember his movies were black and white. Some of Hitchcock's films and shorts and stuff like that were black and white. Most of them were. So yeah, he precedes John Carpenter.
All right, we'll go to the next one.
Okay.
All right, so we had a bit of interruption. Not gonna say what it was.
Minor interruption.
All right. So we both said we're gonna be Alfred Hitchcock's production assistant.
Of course.
Okay. Oh, what's the next one? Okay, would you rather move into the house from Sinister? Have you seen that?
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
Or the Amityville Horror house?
Sinister. I'd
Why?
rather live in the Sinister house. I mean, I mean, the kid's going after the parents. He's not. Well, never mind. Yeah, let me think about that. Let me backtrack here. Oh man, Amityville. Let's do Amityville. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do Amityville. That's what we're gonna do. Cause even if we went the
Oh my god. All right, so we had another interruption. um,
we're gonna edit that out. Don't worry about it.
I don't know about all that. You're not the one editing, sir. All right. If you were in a horror movie situation,
okay,
would you rather have a loaded gun or a car that you knew wouldn't break down? I'm taking the car.
Take the car. I would
rather. You know how far I can drive?
How far you can drive?
I've drove for like 16 hours straight one time, and I feel like I can make it.
Yeah, I honestly, guns run out of bullets. I'd rather go with the car that, you know.
And most of these horror villains you can't kill with a gun anyway.
Right. Right. This is true. Okay. No. Totally. Let's go with the car that we know won't break down. I mean, honestly, there have been so many movies where a car could have easily remedied the situation had they just thought to get in it, you know. So, yeah.
Or if it didn't break down.
Or if it didn't break down at all.
That's such a terrible horror movie trope, though. Every car you get into just doesn't work.
For some reason, I never got that. Okay.
All right. Would you rather have dinner with Stephen King or Wes Craven?
Ooh, tough one. Honestly, I'm more partial to Stephen King. I've read more of his stories in recent years. I'd go Stephen King.
I'm taking Wes Craven.
Okay.
For the fact I want to know, how did he come up with Freddy Krueger?
Like, where did that come from?
How? Like, what part of your mind do you use
to come
up with Freddy freaking Krueger?
Yeah, I mean,
the Edward Scissorhands of horror.
Pretty much. I mean, look, in my opinion, like I said, I'm more partial to horror literature. So I guess in my mind, I'd rather go with, you know, Stephen King. I've read some of his stories and they've just blown me away. I mean, 11/22/63, The Bizarre Bad Dreams, Doctor Sleep, the you know, the adaptation of the upcoming sequel that's coming out. You know, what's another one? Man, what's the name of that series? It's gonna kill me. Basically, Mr. Mercedes. Yes, that's it's a trilogy, believe it or not. So yeah, I mean, in recent years, I've read more of his stuff, and I've always found his stories so fascinating. And yes, Wes Craven has contributed a ton, but I guess it's just I have a sweet spot for Stephen King. So
fair enough, because you're an avid reader.
Yeah, very avid, very much so.
Okay, all right. This one's actually a really good one.
Okay.
Would you rather be famous for outsmarting Jigsaw or outsmarting Hannibal Lecter?
Ooh.
I'm gonna outsmart Hannibal Lecter.
You're gonna outsmart Hannibal.
I feel like Jigsaw's not that intelligent. He makes
clever
he's clever, but he's not intelligent.
Okay.
Hannibal Lecter is intelligent.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. I would rather go with, you know, trying to outsmart Hannibal. I mean, come on. I mean, if you can outsmart an intelligent, an intellectual serial killer, slash, you know, cannibal, I'd be okay with that. That's something I can take to the bank, honestly. You know, I mean, fine. You were lucky enough to outsmart Jigsaw's contraptions. That's just wouldn't hold as much water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially when you find out that one of the people that are in on it are usually someone that's actually in on it.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'd rather want to outsmart Hannibal Lecter.
Sure. All right, this one's actually kind of good.
Okay.
Would you rather have the ability to choose which horror movies get made every year or have an additional 15 years of life?
I'll take the
Uh,
choosing which get to be made, because there have been some really trash ones lately. It's astounded me. Um, it's astounded me how horror movies have fallen off, and I like that there are so few gems. But at the same time, when you're watching it, you're kind of like watching it going, okay, don't you want to do it like this? Wouldn't it be better if you just did it like this? I mean, come on, the jump scares, the idiotic plot, the obvious answers to the questions, think like you already know the answers to some of the questions. You already know what needs to be done, and more so, you already know what what route you need to take.
now, I'm not. I don't want to seem cocky. Or
Okay,
anything,
okay.
but I feel like if I had the power to choose every horror movie that's made every year, I feel like we would never have a terrible horror movie.
Agreed. No, that's part of the reason why I
I
picked
feel
it.
like
That's
I would
the big
sit
reason why I
down
picked
and
it.
I would literally analyze everything and be like, nah, this is crap. Okay, bring that over here. That's good.
Yeah, if there was one movie, I would
But then,
totally.
are there really good horror movies without the terrible ones, though?
Well, that's kind of the problem. That's the rub. It's like we'll get the really good ones, but one in every 10 or
But I feel
one
like
in
the
every
shitty
5.
the shitty ones make you like the good ones more.
This is true.
I feel like they make you appreciate when you have a good horror
like
movie.
like
on
the
your
one
hands.
the one me and my wife saw earlier this year, La Llorona.
Mm.
That one, I like the origin of the spirit. I actually really loved it. I thought it was very tragic, very unfortunate. So her origin story, of how
Well,
she
people
came to be,
actually
was good.
believe in that curse.
Yes,
That's an
no.
actual
No,
thing.
no, no. My wife and I were talking about that throughout the film, and some of the techniques that they used, am very familiar with. My wife and her family don't, they're not like they believe in it to a degree,
Yeah.
but there are certain rituals, certain things that they kind of go, okay, we got to do this because it did, A plus B equals C, so
We might not
yeah.
believe in it, but we're not gonna disrespect it.
Exactly.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you. All right,
So yeah.
this one.
Okay.
Would you rather meet Bruce Campbell? Do you know who that is?
Oh, don't I know
I'm
Ash?
just, look, some people don't know.
No.
Some
Ash
people
of
don't know the actor's name.
No, Ash from Evil Dead.
Yes.
Of
All
course.
right. Would you rather meet Bruce Campbell or Bela Lugosi?
Oh, no, that's
I'm taking Bela Lugosi because
yeah, Bela Lugosi.
how do you not meet Dracula?
Dracula?
I feel like Bruce Campbell. I can go to a horror convention and possibly meet him.
Yeah, but I mean, just to be able to
Bela
stand,
Lugosi, you ain't gonna like. Come on,
you're not gonna run into someone the likes of Bela Lugosi. So no, in my opinion, no. I would prefer it to run into Bela Lugosi. I mean, he's a legend. I mean, come
And by the
on.
way, the guy, people who don't know who Bela Lugosi is, he is the first.
horror movie actor.
No, of course not. He's the first Dracula, right?
Yes.
Am I correct?
I
believe
there was a film that came out prior to Dracula called Nosferatu.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so
So-
he's the. I would say he popularized Dracula.
Yes.
How Dracula acted and looked and
How he
his
moved.
mannerisms
Yes.
and ways. He's the one who actually made Dracula who he is today. For the people who don't know. And of course, Bruce Campbell is Ash from Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, yes. Now, I will admit, I will admit the recent rendition of Evil Dead is actually high up on my favorites.
Really?
Yes. Although I tried to watch Evil Dead the original, and it was just it was hard to watch. But once I got through it, I loved that the recent one was actually really good. I mean, there were so many scenes that like one of my favorite scenes, and this is one thing that I feel doesn't get done enough in a lot of horror movies. the idea of hearing something off camera instead of seeing it but hearing it. So there was a scene where the girl, where one of the women stuck in the cabin was trapped as part of the spell that would reawaken the demon. And when she became trapped, she vanished off screen for a little while, and one of the main characters went looking for her. And when they found her, you couldn't see her, but you could hear skin being being cut through, and that was the most visceral. I had a primal response to that. It was so gut wrenching. And I feel like if you're going to make me scared, or if you're going to really creep me out, I don't need to see it happen. You know, that's just you thinking, that's just you showing the audience a bit more respect. You know, okay, dude, look, yes, this is happening. Yeah, you don't need to get the gore to see it. You can just imagine it happening. And nothing is more powerful than the imagination.
Nothing, because you can imagine a million ways.
A million ways for things to go down. Yes, so no, totally. But back to the earlier point, I honestly would rather watch. I would rather have met Bela Lugosi.
Okay. Yeah. Same. All right, this one, people are gonna think I'm messed up for my answer for this one. But okay. Would you rather put all your enemies at a sleepaway camp for Jason to hunt, or in a battle royale situation where they have to all kill each other? Now, since mine is really fucked up, I'm just gonna go first. I'm gonna let Jason hunt down every single person I don't like. Not gonna say hate. You're not supposed to hate people, but I am unleashing the beast. That is because battle royale situation, one person can still be alive. I don't want that one person alive. I want Jason to take out every single person that's ever done me dirty.
That's a tough one for me. I'm not particularly a vindictive person.
I am.
I know, but I guess just for me, I would rather not. I would rather let them duke it out. Honestly, I mean, yeah, fine. You know, maybe there might be something there after said winner comes out. But no, if you want me to be honest with you, I just to have Jason mercilessly, you know, track them down in the woods, and of course watching them make the idiotic decisions that they make that will lead them to getting killed. It'd be too man, what's the word? Too merciful. I'd rather give them a chance to kind of fight their way out, in my opinion. And that's just me. Like I said, I'm not really a vindictive person. So for me, I'll do the battle royale, in my opinion. That's just me. That's just me.
Okay. All right. Would you rather have a new Scream movie or a new Sinister movie?
Sinister.
Same.
I'd like them.
I feel like there's too many Scream movies already.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, what have they done? 4 or 5, I think. At this point, Sinister was definitely one genre that was not one genre, one movie that. Okay, so when I say recently born again with horror, I mean that recently my wife was like, okay, I really want you to try and watch these with me. And you might like a few of these. And of course, you know, I figured I'd already kind of grown up watching the TV show Supernatural. So for me, there were some movies where I was kind of like, okay, guys, come on, just burn the damn body. That's exactly what needs to happen. Stuff like that. So my wife wanted me to kind of take it seriously and get into it. So, the first one that got me back into it, or actually Sinister was one of the handful of movies that got me back into it. But Insidious was the first horror movie that I took seriously.
Okay.
When things started to get serious for me. So horror movie wise, I'd like another Sinister movie. Sinister 2 wasn't as good as the first one in my opinion. but I would be a-okay with them trying it out a third go. I think Scream 4, or was it 5, took it as far as it could go, in my opinion.
It took it further than what it should have went.
Yeah, and I mean, even with most of the original cast not even there anymore, it's just
it was like, why? It's kind of like,
why?
Why are you doing this?
Basically.
Okay. We're almost done.
Okay.
Surprisingly,
yeah. We're getting
Would
there.
you rather become a vampire or a werewolf?
Werewolf.
Same.
Yeah.
Werewolf. No.
I would rather be a werewolf. Dude, you're a vampire.
I'm a vampire.
If you're a vampire,
I'm a vampire.
If you're a vampire, you're a vampire always.
That's fine. I sleep during the day anyway and wake up at night. I'm fine.
That'd be like no different.
I'm already a vampire.
I would rather be a werewolf.
And you get the girls. You don't see no werewolves with no girls. Because as soon as night comes, when do you? We're gonna have a candid conversation.
Okay.
When do you normally have sex?
Wow, we're gonna go there with it.
Truthfully,
fine, nighttime.
Usually. You think you're ever gonna get any oochie wooch if you're a vampire at night?
But then again, I mean, the way they've portrayed it in recent movies with Underworld, for instance, I don't know. I in my opinion, I feel like if I'm gonna be one or the other, I feel like I'd be a wolf.
Okay.
You know, that's just me. I mean, it's a question I've asked myself since I started getting back into, and as a sidebar, Underworld renewed my interest in werewolves. You know, I love, my dad and I would constantly shoot the shit about how the elders, and you know how the elders were so much more powerful, you know, because they were not just older but from a different bloodline. Mm-hmm. You know, the wolves, how they're, you know, there's some that are stronger because they're pure, they were born that way, and then there's some where they were bitten and became a wolf. Mm-hmm. And then you got the hybrid, the idea that if a vampire bit a wolf, how would that go? And you know, honestly, I would rather be a wolf. Honestly, that's just me. I mean, for what, a full moon comes out, what, once a month, once every other month or something like that, I'm okay with that. And of course, I'll always have heightened senses, so that'll never go away. So that's cool. And I can move about freely during the day and night.
You can fly as a vampire, though.
Yeah, but
you could turn to a bat and fly wherever you want.
Yeah, but I like the idea that with werewolf venom or with werewolf blood,
and you can have sex.
I mean, a wolf would too, and of course, wolves have heightened senses, though.
But if you're a werewolf, then that means you're having sex with other wolves. So
that's not entirely true.
No.
Even my wife tells me she'd be a vampire, hands down. So
I don't know, man. You're weird. You're weird, man.
Look, hey, you called the play. I'm just telling you how it is.
Have you seen? You remember Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, right?
Yes.
Not the new one, but the...
Yeah. Yes.
And
yes.
Are You Afraid of the Dark, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Grew up on those.
Perfect. Would you rather be visited by the creepy lady in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, or the pool monster from Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Ooh, Lord. Man, that's difficult.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now that a little background. I used to be a really great swimmer.
Okay.
Like, really athletic swimmer, believe it or not.
Not Olympic?
Almost. You know, I probably could have if I would have kept doing it.
Okay. Not trying to toot your
honestly,
own horn or anything
honestly,
like that.
To be fair, I probably could have been close if I kept doing it.
Okay.
And that pool monster made me not want to get in the pool for a while.
Ooh.
And this is while I was on swim team. So I'd do a swim practice, and I'd be thinking about that goddamn pool monster.
Well, I like the idea of running from something more than I do swimming.
See, I could swim from something. But,
yeah.
But the pool monster you can't swim from. Remember, though, the people in that story from Are You Afraid of the Dark, they were high school swimmers. So they're the most athletic swimmers you can think of besides...
So there's no getting away.
Besides collegiate-wise,
There's no
getting away.
Yeah. I've always been terrified by the idea of drowning. Or being pulled under and forced to drown. So, my opinion, I'll go with the old lady, the creepy old lady.
I probably throw out the lady too because I'm not drowning.
Because that's always been one of the crazy tropes of horror movies where if you don't go in the water. Why would you go in the water? There's something in the water. Like, you're going to drown or it's going to rip you to shreds underwater. Like, come on, think, man.
Yeah.
I would rather be ripped to shreds above land at least. I'm just saying, if I'm going to be ripped to shreds, let it be above land.
I bet. Would you rather have every horror movie scare you so much you couldn't sleep or you never be scared by one again?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I'd rather have every horror movie I watch be scared and I not sleep.
Okay.
Simple reason is, what's the point of a horror movie if you can't be scared by it?
This is true.
If you're not scared by the horror movie, then you have no emotions towards that movie and you can't connect with that movie.
Yeah, like I've always liked the horror movies that at the end of it, I feel like I need to watch something else after it to kind of help me.
Okay, my coping mechanism was I would watch SpongeBob after a horror movie because it's nothing better to cheer you up after Michael Myers ripping through people than SpongeBob and Patrick running around acting stupid and catching jellyfish.
I always have to watch a funny movie of some sort or some sort of superhero movie. Just something to kind of mellow me out. Or even a fighting movie. I'd be okay with that, you know.
Fight Club.
Oh, no. I was thinking more along the lines of Raid 1 and Raid Redemption and Raid 2. I would rather watch those two. If we're going to talk karate, if we're going to talk martial arts films, we're talking that. Of course, and then there's the Ip Man films, but we're getting off topic. But I would rather watch a horror movie and feel like I need to watch something else after it. If I can go, if I watch a horror movie and I go home and like, screw it, I'm just gonna go to sleep or whatever, then it didn't scare me. It didn't faze me none. And that's kind of the issue with a lot of horror movies these days. They majority of them don't faze me anymore. I mean, there's like one or two really creepy moments, but in the end of it, it's like they don't really affect me. I mean, oh man, Insidious creeped me out. Mm-hmm. That was definitely one movie, and that was that it had a power that I always thought was interesting. Yeah, you know, astral projection. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty interesting, and that you wind up wandering the wrong plane of existence. You know, and everybody's out, and everyone's haunting you. I mean, your body is haunted because they're surrounding, because you got stranded, you went too far away from your body. So, I mean, it's just, you know, I would rather watch a movie where I feel like there's something around me always. Mm-hmm. I'd rather go to sleep scared out of my mind thinking there's something ready to jump my bones if, you know, true. If I'm ever away from my body too long. True. You know, come on.
All right, last four. Okay. Last four questions.
Here we go.
If you were an Uber driver,
okay,
who would you rather have get in your backseat? Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers?
Oh, Lord in heaven. I'd say Jason. Jason, like you say, it's pretty dumb, you know. Michael's very calculating.
I feel like Michael Myers.
Why? He would kill whoever would jump in the backseat.
You say that.
Whoever.
But how many times in these Halloween franchise movies where if you talk to Michael Myers, he doesn't kill you instantly? I feel like, and yet again, here I go with me trying to talk myself out of situations. Every time Loomis talked to Michael, he would pause.
Because Loomis was one of the very few people
Anytime someone would talk to Michael Myers, he would pause. And I feel like
he would give him. I guess it was just that it was the only voice he sort of kind of trusted. I think.
But I feel like, Jason, he just wants to rip your guts out, man.
Yeah.
He just wants to cut your head off. That's all he wants. He wants to cut your head off.
Okay, fine. Maybe Mike.
I mean, as soon as he gets in your car, you're dead.
Yeah, maybe Michael. Because if Michael thinks you'd be worthy of a kill, I guess he'd hesitate or not try. Because there have been instances where Michael has hesitated or
Hmm.
something else distracted him long enough to push him in a different direction.
I
So
feel like if he got my Uber driver, I would drive him as quick as I could to my ex girlfriend's house, and then be like, "Hey,
oh,
there."
that's pretty intense. Come on, you don't hate her that much.
I don't know, man. I
He said, I
don't
don't
know,
know.
man.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Okay, have you ever seen the Belko Experiment?
Yes. Oh my God, that was
Have you
awesome.
ever seen Don't Breathe?
Yes, I've seen Don't
Okay,
Breathe.
all right.
I
Would you rather be stuck in the Belko Experiment or the house from Don't Breathe? I'm taking the Belko Experiment because I have a chance. I have a chance. That's like me hopping. That's like me hopping on Fortnite. It's a battle royale experience,
yeah, that's always been more your style. You've
and
always liked having that
I mean,
that battle royale
I
feel to it.
always have. It's because you have a chance.
Right.
I feel like don't breathe. I just don't know.
You're trapped and you can't make any noises. You don't know the house all that
I'm
well.
already a loud person. I don't know, bro. I'm taking the Belko experiment
Yeah.
just because
You want a chance to
I
defend
have a
yourself.
chance to. I have a chance. You all anything that gives me a fighting chance.
Because I feel like a lot of what those kids went through in Don't Breathe was pure luck. It was just
Oh yeah,
learning on the fly, and I mean, yeah, hell, even the scene where he straight like blew past her in the hallway, and he had no idea she was right there. I mean, that was pretty intense. But I mean, come on, a half second early or a half second too late, he would have seen it. Or not seen it, but he would have realized she was right there. So yeah, I'd rather Belko experiment. I mean, it's just there was a lot of luck involved, and you can't account for every nook and cranny in that house that he doesn't know about. And mind you, he knows the house like the back of his hand. So if a squirrel farts anywhere in that house, he'd know exactly when and where it happened.
exactly.
So yeah,
You're screwed.
yeah,
You're screwed
basically,
regardless. Okay, you've seen the movie It Follows.
it follows. It follows. No, I have not seen that one.
Wow, you're gonna have to see that movie, bro.
Okay, okay,
That movie's a good one. All right, this one's actually
okay. Try me.
both of these last two are pretty fucked up.
Okay.
This one not so as much, but it's still fucked up. Would you rather be a ghost and haunt anyone you want, or just go to heaven?
Be a ghost and haunt anyone I ever want to go to heaven. I think I just go to heaven. I'm done. I mean, it's my time. It's my time. A lot of it is just that why stay here? Why stay here to haunt somebody? I mean, I that's just because I don't really have anybody I'd want to haunt other than my wife. But just to kind of make sure she not doing some shit she shouldn't be doing.
But you're dead.
But I'm dead, of course. So
But
it
you're
wouldn't matter.
dead.
So I'd probably just want to go straight to heaven. And
You're
be
gonna
done
keep
with
her
it.
away from the D because you're dead, man.
And besides, I'd always run that risk of losing my mind if I stayed here too long. Yeah, because then it's the whole you haven't moved on yet, and or whatever.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I think I'd just head straight up and be done with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. You know what? That's a tough one for me
Like going up or going.
because you know how vindictive I am.
Yeah, I know
you
which
know what?
route you'd go.
No, I think I would just go to heaven.
You would go that. You would go.
I think
straight up.
nobody has screwed me over so bad to where I would have to haunt them. Not yet, at least.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I mean that question's still up for grabs until I die.
Oh, understood.
But I would probably just go to heaven.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking we're both in agreement on that. Just be done with it and go. I mean, yeah, you could stick around, but what would be the point? It'd just be for shits and giggles.
It would be kind of cool to see how the world ends up.
I mean,
Just saying.
If you stuck around long enough for
Exactly.
that.
All right, the last one is pretty messed up.
All right, last one.
Pretty messed up.
All right, so let's go.
Would you rather survive a horror movie scenario, but all your friends die, or all your friends live and you get killed?
Shit.
Nah, I'm a fucked up person. I think you know which one I'm picking.
Yeah,
And
you're
Chris,
gonna go the whole. You're gonna go the whole. Everyone.
Chris, you're my best friend. But I feel like I can make new best friends.
Damn, that's harsh.
That's
dude.
harsh.
That's really harsh.
But you're still my best friend. You're like a brother to me. But I feel like I could get another
well,
bro.
here I go.
Not, like they might not be as interesting as you, but I feel like you can always make new friends.
Well, here I go. Well, shit on me. Here I go thinking maybe I would just die for your punk ass. You know what? Forget it. No, just forget it. I think I was about to literally just go, you know what, man, we were going to do the bromance thing and be like, you know what, dude, I would.
Bromance, you're dead.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would have sacrificed myself for all of you.
You know, I appreciate that.
I bet you do.
But you're still going to die.
I know, and I'd be
still
okay with
going
that.
to die.
I'd probably make the heroic sacrifice or whatever, you know? So, yeah.
That was the last one. By the way, I don't know how many people are going to stick around for an hour, 24-minute podcast.
That is what it is.
But I think we had a great conversation.
I agree.
It's 4:18. It's almost, it's really the morning now.
Yeah, man.
Sun's going to come up in an hour and a half.
Dude, this was fun. This was really, really fun.
It went a lot. Not saying my expectations were low, but for a first podcast, I don't feel like we did bad.
Yeah, no, I don't. I feel like we didn't do as bad as I thought we would. I mean, I thought we'd stumbled through it, but no, I mean, we flowed really well.
We did good. Anyone that's listening, we appreciate you. Keep sticking around. We're going to try our best. No, we're not going to try our best. We're going to have one every week.
The plan is to have one every week.
We're gonna record this on the weekend, and I'm gonna edit it and post it on Mondays.
Okay.
Every Monday we're gonna have a new podcast, and also be looking out for our Patreon. I'm gonna start making a Patreon so we can push more content out to you guys if you like what you hear.
And if you have any questions, you can pose them either through the questions, the comment section.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link both of our Facebooks. I'm going to link our Facebooks I'm going to link our Facebooks. If you got a question, just ask. If you got a question, just tag us on Facebook. And if we get enough questions, we might do a Q&A podcast one day.
We might do it, yeah.
You never know. So with that being said,
we really want to thank you guys for really listening to us, and we really do hope you listen to the next one. We have something special planned for you guys on the next one, and we hope to hear from you guys. So again, thank you.
That has been Undead Ninjas, and we will see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Have a horrifying day.